If you're seeking an updated Zhongli build guide or quick tips on how his kit works, this video is for you. In this video, we'll look into Zhongli's kit, recommended weapons, artifact sets, primary stats, and optimal substats to maximize Zhongli's potential for your desired playstyle. Let's kick things off with a quick run-through of Zhongli's kit. Zhongli's elemental skill offers both press and hold options. Opting for the tap option conjures a stone monolith on the field, dealing damage at regular intervals. This monolith resonates with nearby geoconstructs, from characters like Albedo, Ito, or the Geo-Traveler, inflicting additional damage based on the number of geoconstructs in the field. At Constellation 1, you can place up to 2 monoliths using Zhongli's elemental skill. Notably, there's a maximum limit of 3 geoconstructs allowed on the field at any given time. But the Geo-Traveler's elemental burst does not count towards this limit, making her a great addition if you want to build a microwave team. In most cases, you want to use the hold option of his skill, which deals some damage to nearby enemies and creates a shield that stays with your active character. The shield strength scales with Zhongli's HP and will get stronger the more you get hit, thanks to Zhongli's first Ascension passive talent. While it carries a lengthier 12-second cooldown, it lasts for 20 seconds, provided it isn't destroyed prematurely, so you can refresh your shield if you're pretty good at dodging. Additionally, and perhaps more importantly, the Jade Shield reduces the resistance of nearby enemies by 20%. This includes a Nemo, Geo, or physical resistance, a shred you can't obtain from the Viridescent Veneer set. On the other hand, his elemental burst deals massive damage in a huge AoE, petrifying enemies upon impact. It has pretty high damage scaling with each level and offers longer petrification duration at higher levels, reaching 4 seconds at the max level. Moreover, it receives a significant boost from Zhongli's 4th Ascension passive talent, elevating its damage by 33% of his max HP. While his normal attack scaling may be slightly lower than other spear-wielding characters, this passive talent also strengthens his normal, charged, and elemental skill damage. Let's move forward to the builds with that out of the way. Aim for at least 60% crit rate and 120% crit damage, preferably higher if you're building him as a burst support or physical DPS. HP plays a pivotal role in Zhongli's damage potential, so aim at least 30k HP for solid damage output and stronger shield. Considering that Zhongli's elemental burst only costs 40 energy, around 130% to 180% should suffice, depending on your team comp, artifact, and weapon builds. For physical builds focusing more on his critical rate, critical damage and attack will yield higher DPS. But having some HP rolls is okay due to his A4 passive talent. For support or tank builds, you want to prioritize Zhongli's elemental burst and skill. Focus more on his burst if you use him as burst support, and elemental skill if you use him as a shielder. And you can leave his normal attack talents to level 1 or 6 for either role, if you want to save some resources. For physical builds, you want to prioritize leveling his normal attack and elemental skill talent. But you still don't want to neglect his elemental burst, as it can still deal pretty significant damage and longer petrification on higher skill levels. When selecting artifact main stats, consider attack sands, geo-damage goblet, and crit circlet if you want to use him as a burst support. For a physical build, use the physical damage goblet to maximize Zhongli's normal attack damage. However, it's worth noting that the variation in damage when opting for HP sands is relatively minor, and you gain added benefits for Zhongli's shield. Ultimately, it comes down to which one has better substat rolls. If you're going for a shield build, you can use HP Sand and Goblet, or go full HP % on all slots. But at this point, the disparity in damage for your burst becomes quite noticeable. Therefore, employing HP Sands, Geo Goblet, and Crit Circlet would be the optimal choice, resulting in a hybrid shield and burst build. If you're going for a burst support or physical build, the substats you want to get are critical rate, critical damage, HP %, and attack %. But energy recharge becomes pretty valuable if you use the emblem set, which we'll discuss later. For a shield or tank build, you can prioritize getting HP percent. However, I caution against going all in with HP. This is because relatively few enemies in the game, even within the Spiral Abyss, can easily break through Zhongli's shield. For the artifact set, the two-piece Noblesse Oblige and Archaic Petra would yield the highest damage potential if you're building Zhongli as a burst support. However, the four-piece Emblem of Severed Fate set is an extremely close contender, and would even be the better choice if you want to use ER weapons. If you found this video helpful so far, please leave a like to support the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Returning to the topic, the four-piece Tenacity of the Millelith set also offers significant benefits as it boosts your party's attack and enhances your shield's resilience. While this set may lead to a minor reduction in elemental burst damage, you can compensate for this with better substat rolls, especially considering the optimal set offers only a 7 to 8% advantage. Alternatively, you can opt for the four-piece Noblesse Oblige set, placing more emphasis on the attack buff, especially if you're less concerned about the strength of your shield. However, obtaining the Millelith's buff remains easier, as you only need Zhongli's elemental skill to trigger its effect. Another viable choice is the four-piece Archaic Petra set, which leans toward enhancing elemental damage. But it's a bit difficult to use when you have multiple elements in your team or take on monsters with innate elemental affinities. Another excellent set alternative is to pair Noblesse Oblige with the Millelith or Vurukasha sets. Alternatively, you can combine the Millelith or Vurukasha set with the two-piece Archaic Petra. Combining the Bolide set with either the Millelith or Vurukasha for a shield-focused build will yield the tankiest shield. But I'd suggest opting for the four-piece Millelith set instead. This choice allows you to maintain a strong shield and provides an attack buff to your party without sacrificing too much damage from your elemental burst. Combining the two-piece Millelith or Vurukasha with either Noblesse Oblige or Archaic Petra is also a good alternative. Alternatively, opting for the two-piece Tenacity of the Millelith and Vurukasha Glow combination further bolsters your shield strength. However, it comes at the cost of reduced burst damage compared to the previous combination. For physical builds, the four-piece Pale Flame set is pretty good, as the Geopulse from Zhongli's elemental skill can trigger the set's effect, allowing you to maintain 2 stacks consistently. But if you don't mind RNG, the four-piece Echoes of an Offering would be great, as it can outscale any other sets, looking only at the normal attacks and average activation chance of the set's effect. The four-piece Shimenawa's Reminiscence presents elemental burst uptime issues, but it performs pretty identical to the Pale Flame set. Additional solid four-piece sets include the Bolide set, providing a substantial 40% normal and charged attack damage boost, and the Gladiator set, offering a 35% normal attack damage increase. Alternatively, you can opt for a combination of the two-piece Pale Flame and Bloodstained Chivalry sets. Their damage output is already quite competitive with the top four-piece sets mentioned earlier, and it will undoubtedly result in better damage output with better substats. Other good two-piece set alternatives are pairing the Pale Flame or Bloodstained with the two-piece Marechaussee or the two-piece Echoes, Shimenawa or Gladiator set. You can also mix and match two-piece sets of Gladiator, Shimenawa or Echoes, and match it with the two-piece Marechaussee set. For a burst support build, the Staff of Homa offers the highest damage potential. Although Zhongli can't fully capitalize on all its weapon effects, it's enough to outperform any other weapons by a vast margin. Other good 5-star options are the Calamity Queller, Vortex Vanquisher, and Engulfing Lightning. Stacking the Calamity Queller's effect can present some challenges when using Zhongli as burst support, but it compensates with its exceptionally high base attack and elemental damage bonus. The Vortex Vanquisher, on the other hand, could give better shield strength, but looking only at the burst damage, it still falls short compared to Homa. The Engulfing Lightning is also a solid option when paired with the Emblem set. Not only does it provide comfortable energy accumulation for Zhongli, but it also amplifies his burst damage with higher ER. Consistent elemental burst uptime is pretty important. especially for burst supports, as it indirectly increases your team's DPS. Keep in mind, though, that its damage output will fall significantly if you are using any other sets. The Primordial Jadewing Spear is also a decent weapon, offering a crit rate boost, but it's best used in a physical build so you can fully utilize its weapon effect. Among the 4-star options, the Deathmatch stands out as a reliable choice, thanks to its crit rate and beneficial weapon effects. At Refinement 5, it can even surpass certain 5-star weapons, particularly when facing single target. The Lithic Spear and Wavebreaker's Fin are also good options that can outscale many other weapons when the right conditions are met. The Lithic Spear shines best when your team comp features numerous leeway characters, especially at Refinement 5. Conversely, the Wavebreaker's Fin proves especially valuable for team comps with high energy costs. Notably, these weapons increase attack percentage for their stats, so you may require some good crit rate rolls on your artifacts to optimize their potential. For energy-focused weapons, the R5 Catch is an excellent choice if you don't plan on using it for other characters like Raiden or Zhongli. The Favonius Lance is also good, considering that it can help with the energy generation for the whole party. On the other hand, the prototype Starglitter would work okay if you're using the emblem set for Zhongli, but its weapon effect is not very useful for a burst build. For a starter option, the White Tassel is a great pick for its critical rate boost, but Halberd will also work okay, considering that you may have limited spear choices when just starting out. You have several options if your focus leans towards enhancing Zhongli's shield. Zhongli's signature weapon, the Vortex Vanquisher, strikes a good balance, offering significant shield strength without compromising too much damage potential. But the Staff of Homa remains a solid choice, mainly due to its HP weapon effect, which benefits a shield-focused build. Among the 4-star options, the Rightful Reward is a better choice than most other spears for bolstering Zhongli's shield strength. However, if your aim is a dedicated tank build, the 3-star weapon Black Tassel provides the most substantial improvement for your shield due to its high HP scaling at max enhancement. For a physical build, the R5 Crescent Pike could yield the highest damage potential, only looking at the average damage of Zhongli's normal attack. It's pretty impressive, considering it is only a 4-star weapon, but remember that you must consistently get elemental orbs or particles every 5 seconds to keep its weapon effect active. Characters like Raiden, Fischl, Yai, or Kuki Shinobu will be great for this set, as they can generate particles even off the field. The Staff of Homa is still great for Zhongli, even on a physical build, and can still outperform most weapons. Moreover, it also provides significantly better elemental burst damage, making it the better weapon choice if you consider the overall damage potential. The Primordial Jadewing Spear is also good for a physical Zhongli, as you can now stack its weapon effect much easier. The same is true for the Vortex Vanquisher and Calamity Queller, although you still can't take full advantage of Calamity's weapon effect. While the Staff of the Scarlet Sands may not offer particularly beneficial weapon effects, its significant crit rate scaling enables you to prioritize the critical damage substats on your artifacts. Among other 4-star options, the Dragonspine Spear stands out for its remarkable boost to your physical damage attribute, potentially reaching up to 69%. The Deathmatch is also noteworthy for its crit rate, and it can even surpass the Scarlet Sands weapon at Refinement 5. While the Royal Spear is a decent choice, its weapon effect becomes less effective as your crit rate increases. Both the White Tassel and Halberd are solid picks for starter weapons, with the White Tassel being the more optimal choice. Zhongli's kit is exceptionally versatile, allowing him to synergize effectively with a wide range of characters in the game. But he excels incredibly well when paired with a Nemo or Geo Main DPS characters such as Wanderer, Shao, Ito, or Noel, where the Veneer set cannot help with elemental shred. Physical Main DPS like Eula can also benefit from Zhongli, as his shield also reduces physical resistance. He also works great with characters that need constant shields to avoid dying, or those who suffer significant DPS reductions when interrupted, like Huto, Ganyu, or Linny. And that's it for this updated Zhongli full guide. If you found this video informative, consider subscribing or giving it a thumbs up to help the channel grow. And for more content like this, feel free to explore these videos next.